Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
barakatuh.
barakatuh. Ustad Abdullah, how are you, my brother?
Okay?
How are you?
Inshallah,
How's your day been today?
Nothing's changed, bro.
Still no good.
Okay, no, you still got the aubergine on, bro.
Well, at least you've had a haircut. That's what's. Yeah. That day I was thinking, I was worried about you, man. No haircut, no nothing. Mashallah.
Mashallah.
So, Ustad Abdullah, we were talking about in our last session, we were talking about Yusuf, the great Yusuf, and how he protected and he conquered Jerusalem before he got to that stage. So, how did he get the name Salahuddin? Salahuddin, the name came to him by the people that were praying behind him, following him, because they seen his piety.
Yes, subhanallah, he was so
They
pious.
seen his piety, and they named him Salahuddin.
Yes, yes.
So can you imagine this?
And
this
he was, at a tender age, he was about 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
He wasn't a man.
what does a
old man,
19 and 20-year-old in this day and age, a 19 and 20-year-old, what do we say? We say, oh, they've got a lot of time to learn. They still got time to learn. They're still bachu. They're still.
What was he doing at 19, 20?
19 and 20, he was striving to learn the Quran, Hadith, staying in the good company of people.
He was commanding armies as well at the same time.
So
20-year-old.
so he was, because of the Crusaders coming in and causing destruction, he had to go into warfare and leave his studies and not become a scholar and become a warrior. At that tender age, he went and he was put in the ranks with his uncle called Shirku.
And he was a great commander as well.
He was a great commander. I think they went to Egypt,
Yes, they did.
They went to Egypt because
together, yes.
They went to Egypt because the Crusaders were just causing so much havoc.
Yes.
So much trouble, killing people unnecessary, slaughtering people,
ambushing people. Yes.
Yeah. So he went with his uncle Shirku.
Yes.
Who he learned so much about warfare.
Yes.
And they fought together.
They won that battle.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, after the battle, Shirku, he passed away.
Yeah. So, when Shirku passed away, now he was the commander.
He was, yes.
So when Shirku passed away, we still had this young guy, Salahuddin, who
really was a big problem because they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because he's so young, how can he be the commander of the strip?
But this is something else that we kind of have this concept in our head that if you're too young, you can't be a leader. You don't have the credentials to the. That's not true, because you have to judge and you have to see the person's qualities. You have to see his ability.
Yes.
And this is where we as parents, as people who employ, people who take on people, these are the things that you have to build qualities inside you to start.
You don't look at age.
Yeah.
You can't judge with age. Yes.
Age isn't. People learn through age, don't get me wrong. But some people you don't look at the age, you look at the ability, capability.
Yes, of course.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses people so many different ways.
Of course, for sure.
And Salahuddin was blessed with that ability to be a leader.
Yes.
So now it became a problem because Shirku, the leader, passes away. Salahuddin is in Egypt.
Yeah.
And there's no leader. People are in discussion, who should we make the leader, who should we not make the leader? He's too young, can he lead the army?
Yes.
Can he lead? But this man was...
Because there were troubled times, it was really big troubled times, so they needed a strong leader.
Yeah. And he was an amazing character.
Subhanallah.
So you know what? At the end they all decided that Salahuddin should be the leader.
Yes.
At that tender age, he became the leader of the Muslims and the
Mamluks, well known as the Mamluks, yes.
In Egypt, and he stayed there for around 10 years.
Yes.
He stayed there and he would collect the taxes, he would give all that back to
Nuruddin
al-Zengi, so that
he can share with
all them throughout the Muslim world. So he was also fair.
Yes, of course.
He was fair in how he collected his taxes and he distributed his taxes.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, what happened? He was called back.
Yes.
To Jerusalem. He was called back to the Syria, because what the Crusaders were doing was now they started to attack the route of the Hajj route.
Yes.
people that would go to Hajj, the route that they would use, they were starting to create havoc and problem
On these routes, yes.
on these routes,
Ambushing the caravans, yes.
ambushing the caravan. So they, Nuruddin and Zengi had said to Salahuddin, come back to Syria
Yeah.
and join me, and together we need to fight these guys off. But what happens? Nuruddin and Zengi
He passes away. Yes.
So they actually never got to fight with side by side. And what they did was he passed away. So, but what's more amazing is when Salahuddin came back to Syria, the people made him the
Sultan.
the Sultan.
Yes.
Right? Now he becomes the leader and the Sultan. At this tender age, he's taken over the most difficult, complicated situation. Also, he's got the Crusaders who are, challenging.
Constantly challenging. If it's on this side, it'll be that. When Salahuddin, when he goes on this side, Crusaders start attacking the other side.
Yeah.
When he comes to this side, then they start attacking that side.
The thing that concerned Salahuddin the most was Al-Aqsa.
Al-Aqsa, yes.
That they had taken over Al-Aqsa. They were killing Muslims, they were killing the Jews, they were torturing the people. They caused so much havoc and destruction in Al-Aqsa, the Crusaders. They were like animals.
Yes.
They had no morals. They had nothing, like they had no respect for nobody. And this is where Salahuddin had now made his mind up.
I'm going to go and conquer
I'm going to conquer Jerusalem. I'm going to take back
whatever
Jerusalem.
it takes.
Whatever it takes, I'm going to take back Jerusalem. But the lessons that we learned from this, Ustad Abdullah, is ambition, drive. What should our drive be? What should our ambitions be?
Ambitions always should be big ambitions. Don't look for small ambitions. Always have big ambitions. Then you meet somewhere in the middle, inshallah. Always strive to take Islam forward, inshallah. Always strive to take your values forward, and
no, you with all these values and Islam and everything else that you want to take forward, what's very important in this journey is that you believe in yourself.
Yes.
You believe that you can do, and you do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Salahuddin, whenever he did something, it was for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And all the praise and everything else comes with it.
Alhamdulillah.
But you have to deal with all those praise. So, today what happens is you do something great, people, you put you in a high pedestal and they praise you and this and this. Remember, it's all temporary. It could go anytime. So that's why whenever you reach a high pedestal and you reach a high status, fear Allah.
It's from Allah. Don't think it's you. It's from Allah.
Fear Allah.
Yes.
Fall in prostration and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep this as not a destruction for me, but also
as a guidance.
A guidance.
Yes,
on this note, Ustad Abdullah,
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.